We're live.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. Technical difficulties as usual. I'm here with TCA, Allison, and welcome everyone. If there is anybody here, Beck, you still here? um,
Hello,
she was like
everyone.
probably waiting a while. She's like, "All right, I'm out of here." Um,
Yeah, there'll be people showing up, and it is a Saturday night, so a lot of people probably are doing things. I don't know.
yeah, but I'm
If
definitely
not, they
trying to
can
do the
watch the
streams
replay.
earlier. You're helping me with that. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Hello,
Christina.
Christina.
Um, so we're gonna just kind of do what we did. Was it last week? Has it been a week already?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What we did last week, we're gonna just kind of wing it, but this time we're going to do an open panel if anyone's interested. I'll get that link ready. So don't keep people waiting. Be prepared. Okay. Oh, you know what I did is I posted the well, not that it would really
Hello,
matter because
Allie. Sorry.
hey, Allie. No, you're good. Um, as I never mind. I was say I posted the StreamYard invite link into the community page. And then I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh crap. But then I was like, well, it's open panel. But so it wasn't really that big of a deal. But anyways,
So, did you
enough
post
about
it?
me.
Did you post the StreamYard link in the
Yeah, I
chat?
did. Yeah. No, I
Okay,
mean,
Christine.
I just posted the
What?
live stream link.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Christina loves your channel. Yeah, I do
Oh,
too,
thank you, Christina.
Christina. She's pretty awesome.
You're pretty
Does
awesome.
anybody want to
My
come up on
subscribers are
panel
pretty
with
awesome.
us? Because I learned a lot from Megan, but I've learned a lot from just being on her panel too.
Did you remember last week you said you mentioned something you couldn't remember how you found my channel or something, didn't you?
Hmm.
It
Well,
was from Melissa, remember? Right?
yeah, yep.
Okay. I thought you mentioned something like that, and then I was gonna respond, but then we started talking about something else. So, but
Allie says I will not say much. Apparently, I'm a shiner.
oh,
LOL.
that's okay. You can be whatever you want to be.
That's
We
right.
don't judge here. Um, so I guess since there's like only a couple people in here, I just wanted to show you that FBI document that I was talking about.
Yes.
Okay. I'll answer Christina's question here really quick. Oh, um, yes, I do. All three of them. Yes, I do think they're alive. And I did think about that at one time. Like I don't just like go straight to like, oh no, if it's orchestrated, then there's no victims. So because that's not always the case. Um, but like it, it depends on the event. Like they might have to use real victims in order to push their agenda. But usually, like they're not going to want to have real victims if they don't have to because they're not going to have family members making a fuss and making noise about why their family members are no longer here, if that makes sense. So like I always use the example of like 9/11. um the wives of the firemen that died, like, do you remember, Allison, that group of um small group of wives that started like a
Yeah.
yeah, so they started making a huge fuss, like, because there was so many discrepancies and inconsistencies in the NIST report. They're like, why do things not add up, and why are our husbands no longer here with us? So they're like pissed. So they started you know, making up all this or causing all this, ruckus or whatever. And that's what they want to try to avoid. So they don't want,
Yeah.
you know, real actual families, um, you know, causing all of that, stirring up all that, whatever. No, I can't. Words are hard. So,
Well,
but yes, I do believe that they're alive. And like I said, there's reasons why, other reasons why I came to that, not just because I
and I
just.
will agree with you on that, Megan,
Hey,
100%. And
Kensel. Hey, Donnie. Go
like
ahead.
I said before, I've wondered for so long, how can some of these cases go viral within 24 hours on mainstream media and social media, everything. And I found out, in my opinion, they are all psyops. The ones that are everybody's talking about, those are the ones that aren't real.
Yeah, so
Yep, you're
and we've
right,
always talked
Becky.
about this. It's like there's so many people that like go missing and get murdered all the time, every day.
And they don't talk
And
about those
right.
cases.
So why is it just and it's just convenient, like, that um was it Atkinson that called the news station to come and interview Chris? It's like with that whole interview on the porch thing was genius because
Yeah.
it was it it was I don't like to like toot their toot their horn, but like it was genius because it got, I mean, not only do you have like all the mainstream media outlets on their side, or not you, but do they have it on them on their side, but then when you put him in front of like a bunch of cameras, and then that's just like boom, with like just instant, like, widespread media attention. It was really, and even though like in my opinion, he's a terrible actor, like, unfortunately it worked in their favor because
Yeah.
people take it as he's narcissistic, and or he's whatever, deranged, I don't know, all the things that they're calling him. But yeah, it definitely helps when you have mainstream media pushing out that narrative. So yeah,
Yeah.
Idaho. Hey, Beck, welcome back. Yeah, Idaho definitely is. Oh, okay. So real quick before we get into that, I just wanted to show, while we wait for a couple more people to get here, show this document. Like I said, it's not really anything, but I just thought it was like kind of pointless. So I don't know what they were trying to do, but present. Okay, I see. Remember how to do this. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably pretty small, huh? Let me see. I'll go full screen. And make it bigger. Oh, wrong screen. Think. So I was telling Allison that I found this randomly when I went to go look up the discovery again, the very heavily redacted discovery that wasn't heavily redacted or redacted at all for that matter when they first released it, which is, I was not surprised at all because it's the same exact thing that they did with the Las Vegas event. Hardly anything was redacted in that entire report. And then a year and a half later, here comes the redactions. And it's almost like they want to, I don't know how to explain it, like kind of cover their footsteps, like once the whole like social experiment kind of thing is like they're done with it, when people are
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my god, and everyone's all focused on the case and like, look over here, not over there, what's really going on, and or follow what's going on with this case, so that we can slip this law underneath your noses, or this, or whatever. It's just, that's the only thing I think. It was like, why would they not redact it in the first place? And then a year and a half later, after, go and start redacting things. It almost kind of reminds me of what you were just talking about when we were off stream, is like the Mandela effect kind of thing. Like, I think they want us to think that we're crazy, because when we go back
Yeah.
to look into that discovery, because not only do they redact stuff, but I'm almost certain they delete stuff too. Like, they started deleting stuff before they even started redacting it, because I think that it was a long time ago when I made the video about Nicole Kessinger's cell phone bill that was missing something. That's when I noticed they started redacting stuff out of, not redacting, but just actually deleting stuff out of it. So, and then, so like I said, it's almost like they want us to think we're crazy, because if we go back, I'd be like, I could have swore this and this and this was in the discovery, and I can't find it now. So then people start to think, well, maybe it wasn't there in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense why they would not redact it in the beginning and then redact it later. And you're welcome, Christina, for answering.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the FBI report that I found randomly. Shanann Watts murder investigation. Can you see it? Like, okay,
I can't I can't see it, but I'm on my phone. I'm not on my computer.
okay. Well, this is you don't need to see the list, but like, okay, so it's how many pages is it? I think it's like 141 pages, but I'm gonna show you that there's really like there's nothing. It's nothing. So like I said, I don't even know why they dropped it, but or put it online. So Federal Bureau of Investigation. So what they start talking about in the report is Frederick Police Department contacted the Fort Collins resident agency in regards to Shanann Watts, date of birth, yada yada, who's been reported missing, la la la. Requested FBI assistance in attempting to locate Shanann and their 2 children. They even redact like the agents' names. It's like it's all public record. Like we know their names. Like why are you redacting them now? It
Wow.
just doesn't make any sense, you know? Like, and I feel like as the public, we should, regardless if they, let's say if they redacted it all from the beginning, like we should be able to know which officers or agents are working on the case. Like I think that's something that we
Exactly.
should know as public citizens. But what do I know? You know. Okay, so then it's collected from special agent, redacted, recorded interview of redacted, and then pretty much it's just, and you guys can go look this up too if you want to read it. But such and such was interviewed at his place of employment, Anadarko Petroleum. I'm just paraphrasing. Anadarko maintains approximately 1,200 to 1,500 batteries. And if you guys are familiar with the discovery, this will look not new to you. And then it says EMP sites, batteries are not typically access controlled beyond simple secured gates. Then it goes on a couple more pages. And then it goes into, okay, so does it go straight from Anadarko work trucks are equipped with GPS monitoring? Operators also utilize a messaging application called GroupMe. And then employees work telephones and the numbers redacted. And then the next page is they go and they start talking about recovering the router from the Watts home, which is what we're on page 8. So first few pages are of, I'm assuming, Luke Eppel that they were interviewing. And then, which is just random, right? It's like, why did they
Yeah.
pick that to like put online? And then, so page 8, like I said, it's recovering the router from their home. And then page 10 is the Netgear N900 wireless dual band gigabyte router user manual. The rest of the document or information that the FBI posted is all the Netgear information.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Look, I'll just use my arrow. If you guys
It's
get
just the user
easily,
manual.
yeah, it's just a user manual. So like, oh wait,
Oh my gosh.
so like, oh, bear with me. Wait, go away. Why is there a hand? Why is this doing this to me?
Click on the in the middle between the pages, maybe.
Grab. Okay, well, it's gonna be blue. So I don't know how to get rid of it. Right click? No.
Double click it, maybe. I don't know. There you go.
Oh, I just got rid of it, didn't I? Oh, okay. I'll click. Oh, okay. There we go. I just clicked off the screen. Wait, no, it's gonna do it again. Oh my. Okay. Anyways, it doesn't matter if it's blue. I'm just gonna scroll and show you guys that like it's. I think, and like I said, I think it's 100 and something pages, but it's just all the entire Netgear booklet or whatever, or like manual. Okay, and then change WPA security option and passphrase. So let's see how many pages there was of it. So what did I say, 10? We're on page 10
Yeah.
when we got to the manual. Okay. So 141 pages. Oh, there we go. So 131 pages of just Netgear information.
Jeez,
Like,
that doesn't even need to be in there.
and that's it. And it says part one. So I tried to go, I went to search site and tried to look up Shannon Watts murder investigation part two. And it's not there. But it's like, what is the freaking point of that? Yeah, that's entered as evidence, Beck. Yeah. Like that is this the official report from the FBI that we're supposed to get? I didn't know if we were supposed to get one, but why? What's the point of that? And how random is that with just like Luke Apple interview, you know? And then when it was posted,
Did you have to pay for this discovery, Megan?
did I have to pay for the discovery? What is
Yeah, Christina was wondering, like this, like for discoveries, do you have to pay for them? Like I know I pay for the
no?
FO. You don't? Okay.
I mean, not the original one that they released, the first and second dumps. Because I know there was the first discovery dump and then there was the second discovery dump, right? Like those ones, is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about FOIA requests?
No, I would. I know I have to pay for them, but Christina was wondering if you had to pay for like this discovery.
This FBI one?
Yeah, I'm assuming
No,
that's what she
no,
meant.
no. I just went to.
Yeah.
I just happened to see it. It was the second search down when I looked up Chris Watts discovery, Christopher Watts discovery, and then I clicked on it, and but it says it was posted. So now why isn't it showing me a date? It was like something 2023. So they didn't post it to like, I don't know why I can't find the date now. It's weird. But anyways, so I just thought that was random and wanted to show you guys. I was thinking about making a short.
That is crazy.
So yeah. Okay, and then now I can pay attention to chat. So that's all I got. So if anybody wants to come up on panel, I'll post the link. If you have any questions for either myself or Allison, or if you just want to talk about, it doesn't have to be Watts, it can be other cases. I was just telling Allison that I haven't had time to look into some of the other cases that I know that she wants to discuss. But I don't mind learning too. I want to learn about them. So whoever comes up, it's up to you what you want to talk about. So
what is the explosion theory? Allie said, anyone believe that? What is what do you mean by that, Allie?
The explosion theory is that they believe that Chris was going to blow up the oil tanks. That was what the gas can was for.
Oh, okay. On the what? Yeah. Okay. Now I know.
Yeah. Which I think is, in my opinion, I think it's completely ridiculous because unless he's like some sort of bomb expert, like how is he gonna drive away in enough time to blow up oil tanks without blowing himself up? Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be self-combustion, you know.
It was, yeah, I believe it was.
And that's even, hey, Orbital.
I believe it was all staged. It was a movie. I mean, we watched a movie.
Yeah, we really did. It was like a reality TV show.
Yep, exactly. And that's what we're watching now on these other cases. The biggest shit shows I've ever seen in my life.
What I've noticed too is with these kids, and they're just like tossing them out like can't I don't know, like I can't keep up. There's so many. I feel like, but I've noticed that if there's from the victims' family members, if they are going out of their way to insert themselves into social media, and not only social media but the true crime community, and start causing all this chaos, especially with like the Summer Wells case. I noticed, like I was like, I don't even want to cover this case anymore because it's such a shit show. Yeah. It's
happening the same with Chris what's his Christian Chris. No, that's Madeline, which that happened too. It's same thing, but that young 15-year-old boy that just walked away from or left his house, and
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Yes.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I mean, it is the craziest. And people's always like, well, if you want to grow your channel, you need to start covering cases that are in the mainstream media. And I said, nope, I will not do it. I'm not doing it because I don't believe it, for one, and I'm not going to pretend to believe something just to get subscribers or a little bit of money. No.
Yeah. But yeah, the influence by like the the family members is a huge red flag to me now. I might even add that to like my red flag list, but I don't know yet.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you can, Cheryl, but it's like I mentioned earlier, there's been definitely stuff that's been deleted, and not only deleted, but obviously you have the redactions, which is just it's just absolute. I just laugh every time I see it. I'm like, I don't get it. It's like, what's the point? But
Yeah.
it's like now that they're done with their social experiment, you know, it's like, okay, well, let's just start redacting stuff now. Now that you know we don't need everybody distracted anymore from this case, right? And you can go and you can look up other public FBI cases or murder cases, and you'll see that they're redacted, like heavily redacted. Like, and that's and I mention this all the time. And I probably sound like a broken record, but the fact that no one's personal information in this case was protected or redacted is shocking. And I can't believe that more people don't believe. Like, if that was me and my phone number, my address, my real name was put out there, and I had people that the public calling me, like my kids or whatever, like I would be livid. And it seemed like nobody in this case that was involved seemed to care. It was just like, here, yeah, let me give these interviews, let me have all my information, like just out to the entire public and not give a shit. Like, because there's some psycho people out there. There's a lot of psycho people out there, actually.
Oh gosh,
You know what
yes.
I mean? That will just like, they'll show up, like, I mean, look how many people showed up to the Watts house. Like, how do we know people didn't show up to the Lindstroms or, like, they probably did. I think even one of Shanann's friends, the one that lives in Arizona, said that people were like showing up at her house or something. I mean, if you want to believe her, it's hard to believe anything, but it's just like that was one of the huge, if not one of the biggest red flags in this case, because not only was their personal information not redacted and protected, but you have minors in the case. And at the time, Nicholas Atkinson and Madison Atkinson are both minors, and you, especially in a murder case, like you have to protect the identities of minors
Yeah.
because they're children. And their faces, Madeline's face right there on body cam footage, nobody seems to have a problem with this.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I just can't believe that more people don't have problems. They're like, oh, well, no, it's but no, it's not okay. Like, I don't know, just don't make excuses for it, because, and the fact that nobody, like I said, nobody in the case had any issue with it. And they're just like, oh yeah, let me just give my interview about this guy that I said, before he committed the murders, that great employee, perfect husband, and never did anything wrong, and just all around great guy. And then when he backed his truck into the driveway, it was like, oh, yep, we knew he did it. He was guilty. It's like, well, you guys really turned on him real quick. It's like, get out of here.
Yeah. Um, Allie said, NA got cancer. She said probably from all the stress. What do you think about that, Megan?
That's a subject I don't like to go to, because people are very sensitive about that
Touchy
kind of
on it.
stuff. I mean, you could probably, if you know me well enough and if you come to my
Well,
channel enough, they'll probably know just by me not answering, they'll
yeah,
probably know my
I'm
answer.
thinking, I think the same
I
thing
like
as you.
I don't ever want to say that or accuse anybody of,
Yeah.
but there's reasons why, again, that I would come to, like, I don't just like come to any conclusion just for shits and giggles. Like, I'm gonna think about it before I just go, yeah, that's what this person did
Have
or
you
whatever.
seen
Like,
all the people on social media, though, Megan, that have actually been charged, um, and some not, that have actually faked cancer to get money? There
yeah,
was people all over TikTok, YouTube. People have done it just to get people to for attention and feel sorry for them. That's sad. Especially, my father just passed away a year ago from cancer.
yeah. Sorry for your loss. I remember that. It why do I mean it doesn't. I don't know if nobody had a problem with it, Allie, but I again, if like that were me and I saw my name in that discovery not redacted, it would have been immediately redacted. I would
Yeah.
have gone to the FBI and said, you need to protect my identity, because we're talking about a murder case here, and I don't want my entire information going out to everybody in the world, you know? But, and again, like if you go to public records and you go to FBI reports that are not mainstream media, but that have been posted for the public, whether it be from FOIA requests or Information Acts, like you're going to see that it's redacted. You're going to see a lot of black lines in there. So why are those ones redacted? But then nothing was redacted. Not one thing was redacted in this discovery when it was first posted. And that should be alarming to people. And I don't know why it's not.
I'll never forget when I first met you, you were talking about some of the things that people need to look out for. And a couple of them, you said when you've got family members that don't have a lot of emotion when they're talking and doing interviews, because if something like that happened to my family member, I'd be a sobbing mess. And the second one was just like the Watts, why the Roost, whatever I can't pronounce it, Roost checks or whatever, Frankie and Sandra, why they didn't want to push this investigation further. It was just like, shut up. It's done. We know what happened. That is not normal. And that was another thing that was like, something's wrong with this.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I always like to mention that, or say ahead of time, that I realize that everybody handles tragedy and death differently. Like not everybody's going to be bawling, you know what I mean? But like when you see them wiping their faces and there's no tears, like it's like, you're just going with emotions, but we're not seeing the actual physical emotion. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
And people say, well, I can't, sometimes I think that maybe your theory is correct. But then when I go and I watch the footage of Frank Rusek in the courtroom and he's crying, but it's like, let's think about it. Like, how many times did that camera pan off of him? And I'm not going to sit there and say that, like, I don't just go and accuse people of like saying, oh no, they're not really crying or they're not being legit. But with all the other things surrounding the case, you almost have to look at it from that and go, well, the camera did go off of him. He could put some eye drops in his eyes or put some hot peppers in his eye. I don't know, that he had in his pocket. Who knows? Like anything is possible once that camera turns away from him and pans off for a second. And it looked forced to me. In my opinion, it looked forced.
Well, a lot of these people on TikTok that sit there and cry because they've either, they're homeless or they're living on the streets and they got 5 kids or they've got cancer and they don't have no money for their treatment, blah, blah, blah. There's been people that didn't think they were on camera and they had onions in front of their faces. Yeah. To make them cry. And there is a lot of people out there that do need help and have cancer and all that. I'm not saying that, but these people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of subscribers and they're making all this money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
No, I've seen several times, like what you mentioned before about channel creators using emotions to get donations. And I think that's probably one of the most disgusting things
it is
probably do. And especially to fake that you have this illness that's very, very, very serious.
Yep. And in my opinion,
it makes my stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's gross. Like I said, I won't cover the cases that everybody else is covering, but take, for instance, Harry. When I do a video with Mark, his brother, you will never see me post. I don't think I've ever posted my Cash App or Venmo on my channel either anyway, but I would never put my Venmo or Cash App. I always put Harry's brother. So whatever donations he can make more signs and billboards and shirts and stuff to create awareness for his disappearance.
Hmm.
These people are making,
Yeah, they just
one
want to. Yep.
creator has like 14,000 subscribers, and she accidentally showed her screen and it showed what she made in the month of June. Just in her memberships was $5,300. That's not
Jeez.
including all the super chats and she's always constantly dropping her PayPal and her Venmo because she needs grocery. I mean, seriously, telling her subscribers she needs grocery money and her car's broke down and $400 for internet and blah blah blah, but yet
Yeah.
she just accidentally shared her screen and showed what she made in the month of June. And there's people, there's subscribers out there that need a place to belong, and they want to be wanted and needed, I think. And there are people that I know that don't have anything to their name, but they
Yeah.
will donate their last dollar to someone to make that, because that person makes them feel wanted and special. They're manipulating that. It's so sad.
Yeah.
And no matter how I try to explain this to her, you keep your money, honey. That she doesn't,
Mhm.
she doesn't even know you. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, but she needs help. No, she does not. She's
Yeah.
making a hell of a lot money, more money than any of us.
Yeah. 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 It's and that's the
Yep,
thing
they're
too, is like
lonely.
with the resex, and that's why I have such an issue. And and I always try to stay neutral on my channel because I don't ever want to try to sway opinions of any of my subscribers or viewers. But
Yep.
like, I just start to get like heat. Like if you watch any of my like streams or videos with the talking about the resex, I get on one. I'm like, because I just see what they're doing and it just pisses me off. And it's like it's one thing, but then it's another thing to like when they start to try to take away my rights
Yep.
and my family's rights and
Hmm.
all of your rights. That's when I had to say, like that's not going to happen. Because and then when they're sitting and they're panhandling like money and getting GoFundMe's, and it's like, how long are you going to have a GoFundMe for? Like a year
Yeah.
later, like for what lawyers? But we haven't seen any evidence of them getting any lawyers.
Didn't they
That whole
sue
that
Armchair
whole thing,
Detective or
yeah, that whole
something?
thing with those two things, I think that's 100%. Um, okay, I'm like maybe 98% sure that's all staged
I
for sure.
wondered.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Now, don't get
it's
me wrong. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was just saying, don't get me wrong, because I know personally how much time and effort you put into researching stuff. Um, it's crazy amount. So if you would happen to drop your links to and people want to donate for that, for your time, I think that's awesome, but not for your rent or your
Right.
electricity or groceries. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I'm the kind of
Because
person
I mean,
I
you
don't
do.
talk about my personal life when I come. I
No.
come on here solely to um
Yes, and you do put a lot of time into your research, and you have woke up a lot of people. And I myself am very thankful for you. Very thankful.
yeah, I created a monster though, because now you're coming to me going this and this and this, and I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
you
like
have
Allison.
created a monster.
Yeah, no, but no, that's great. It's and I always like said I was like I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to like wake everybody up, and I don't even like that term like waking people up really because that whole woke terminology now. But like, um, I knew that just wasn't gonna be possible. But just knowing that I was able to make one person at least, as cliche as it sounds, think for themselves and just ask
Yep.
questions. Like to me, that was all worth it. It really was. Like, and you could be that one person if. But like you said, I know I've woke up like other people, but again,
Hmm.
it just knowing that I was able to do that for a few people, it's a good feeling, even though I do
It
get
is.
discouraged still at times and whatnot. But yeah, it's great. So, and that's why um I always like appreciate you like talking about it and how like you were duped at the beginning and
Oh, I was so duped.
now.
I
So
Somebody had just mentioned they pull at our heartstrings. It was Becky. Yeah. The Watts case, I was I was devastated. I would literally cry myself to sleep wondering how this man could do this to his children and his beautiful wife. And I was just devastated. And oh, and it's crazy how it all come out like with, you know, the COVID, all that was, and so everybody was at home on YouTube, when all
mhm.
that stuff was going haywire. And so I mean, I wasn't at home. We still had our store open and stuff, but I would listen to that all day long. And like I said, I tried to prove you wrong and it
Yeah.
backfired because it just proved you to be right. And it just opened my eyes to everything. I mean, not just crime cases. I'm talking the government, the whole flipping world.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
here's Michelle.
even biblical stuff. It's opened my eyes. It's like, you know how it said there's a song. I once was blind and now I see.
Mhm.
That's me. I was blind to everything going on around me,
Yeah,
and
I was
now
there
I
too.
see what's really going on.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle.
Hi.
Welcome. Do you know Allison? You have met, right? A chat at least?
Is she your other moderator?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
She did.
yes.
She
It's been
streams
a
too.
while, but yep.
I'm gonna post your stream here. Thanks. What's going on,
Hi,
Michelle?
Michelle.
I'm so glad you're here.
Hi. Just thought I would come on and hang out and listen to you guys. I'm not well versed in true crime,
True
but
crime. Yeah. Cute kitty. Yeah, so Michelle, she covers on her channels. She's got a backup channel too, because she's she knows how YouTube is. And they like to strike her channel, but she likes to talk about the kinds of like things that I won't touch usually. So that's
Michelle
why,
does.
yeah. So she touches on all the other stuff.
Will you drop her link? Will you
Yeah, of
drop
course. I'm
her
gonna drop
link
both
for
your
me?
links.
I cover the shootings, the psyops, just pretty much
The
everything.
crisis actors,
Yeah, just
chemtrails.
everything.
Yeah, that's a little bit of everything. Yeah, so that I love that because I'm like, I won't go there. I'll do it on D Live or the other ones, but like I won't do it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just one of those people that time is of the essence, and I think that they're going to cut us all off eventually.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm just one of those, if you're gonna do it, but there's no time. I mean, we got to do this, when we can. So yeah, I've got two backup channels right now. I just use my main mostly, but I do have two backups just in case. Gotta always have them.
Yeah, you really do.
I will definitely subscribe. I didn't know that.
Thank you. I
You guys
appreciate
go
that.
ahead and talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to try and find your links. I'm not fast at this by all means. I should have had this prepared. So if I go quiet, that's why.
I go live every Sunday. So, and I do a few videos here and there. I've got several videos on my channel, but yeah, I go live every Sunday.
Great.
And she always has guests up, but usually the same ones, right, Michelle? Like
Yeah,
Chuck
I have Chuck Middleton, which he's real well versed, and Brian, that are always on there. But I'm always welcome to have other people on there. We love to have many opinions and many people up there. I've tried to get Megan up there, but it just
Megan, we
hasn't
should go up one time. I love talking to other
I have
people that
tomorrow
talk
off,
about
so
this stuff.
if you're going live tomorrow.
And I do too. I have tomorrow off too. First day in forever.
If you guys want to join, I would be more than happy to have you guys on there.
Topic that you're doing tomorrow, or are you just kind of winging it like we're doing?
I've been working 6 days a week, so I've been really limited, but we always have something good to talk about.
Yeah, you know, you just have videos
We,
too.
we I mean, we try, not always, but sometimes we just wing it, and I try
Well,
to pick.
anything's better than true crime right now. I'm serious.
Yeah, true crime. Okay, here's elephants, and then what do you want me to post both your channel links, Michelle, or do you want me to just post one and have them?
Oh, you can post them both. That'd be great.
Okay.
I mean,
Sure.
if you'd like.
Yeah, no problem. Of course. Yeah, I usually work on Sundays, and it's about the same time that Michelle goes live. So
What time do you usually go live, Michelle?
Normally I go live about 4:30 Central Time,
Okay.
5:30 Eastern Time.
yeah,
Okay.
she's
I'm
really good about that
central.
too, which I'm not. By all means, I'm not good at scheduling.
Well,
So
yeah, you're way ahead of us. So it's usually about you're like 2 hours behind us.
yeah,
So because you're in Vegas, correct, or Arizona, one of those.
Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to mute for a minute. My other daughter's here, Megan.
Okay, no
So
problem.
I'll
I'm
be,
just gonna
yeah.
drop
Okay.
Michelle's link here. I can find all these tabs. Okay. Michelle's. Don't mind my clicky keyboard. Yeah, and your channel is doing great, Michelle. I hope that they don't do anything anytime soon, because you're getting like what, like 40, 50 people. I always announce it too when I go in there. I'm like 40. I'm like, what? like, I'm like, yeah,
It's been a lot slower lately, and I think it's because they're not giving notifications out. I really do.
yeah,
Um,
that's the thing.
but I haven't tried to really advertise it. Sometimes I do try to, give a notification early in, a couple hours before I do go live, so people do know. And then, of course, but a lot of people don't get my notification, of course, because we're in an echo chamber.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And that's why that I think this, why I took a break from YouTube for a little bit too, is because it just was an echo chamber. Like I felt like I always appreciate anyone that shows up to my streams, and especially ones that are always there. But it's like, what am I doing if I'm not getting more subscribers, if I'm not getting new faces, then what is all this for?
right. Yeah,
So it
it's
doesn't
very
make
frustrating. It's very frustrating because you really try hard to get
yeah,
the truth out, and it's really hard because YouTube's working really hard on uh closing the door per se, and I've been lucky lately. um I don't know why I haven't been getting hit, but
hmm
I've been
yeah,
lucky.
yeah. And I don't know. Have you noticed? Has anybody ever complained about like their comments getting deleted?
Yeah, well, Dub doesn't say hardly anything bad, and he's gotten two or three warnings lately that they're going to take his channel down if he doesn't. And his comments are like really like
Oh,
nothing.
so they'll actually contact, like if they don't like your
Yeah,
comments, if you're doing a certain amount of comments,
if they don't like your comment, they'll threaten you. Yeah, and
really.
so
Oh,
yeah,
I thought
they'll
they just
say
like straight shadow banned you. I didn't even know that they would even contact you.
yeah. He got one the other day that said, hey, if for hate speech or I don't know what it was,
Oh,
but yeah, he got one the other day, and I've known several people that have gotten the same warnings, that they will take their entire channel down if they're caught again. Man, I can leave some really notorious comments, on random channels that I'm not sub to or whatever, something that I see,
hmm
and they shadow ban me quite a bit, just on regular channels that I'm sub to or really close people that I'm close to. They'll shadow ban. They've shadow banned my own comments on my own videos.
wow. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that yet. I don't think they've seen them delete my comments, but yeah, I think I even watched one like in real time, like get deleted, somebody else's
Yeah,
comment, and I'm like, but I had to constantly keep telling my subscribers, I'm like, hey, look, if your comments, because I don't delete any comments, whether it be a chat
right.
or and just in the comment section, but from my channel, because of course I'm all about like free speech. But unless they're like very, 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 very bad and vulgar or something.
Yeah, if I got someone trolling, if I got someone that's going in there trying to start crap, then I will delete them. I'm not going to tolerate that.
Right.
I've had that recently, but
yeah,
other
but
than that,
besides that, yeah. So I'm like, I just want you guys to know that if your comments are getting deleted, it's not me.
right.
And that's why I started from the very beginning when I first started posting videos. I would go and I would heart every comment so that I would know that I read it, and they would know that I at least acknowledge that I read it.
Right.
Like, so,
right.
And then there's times that I would go, okay, I know for a fact that I put a heart on this comment, or I like this comment, and I'm
Yep.
like, this, so yeah, so they're definitely deleting stuff. Hey, Hopper.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, Donnie,
Sorry.
thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for subbing to the ladies. But yeah, so welcome back.
Yeah, no.
We're just talking about comments getting deleted and being shadow banned, and
yeah.
But yeah, I was Michelle was telling Allison before we went live that I think my mistake was using keywords like hoax and psyop and stuff in a couple of my first videos that I uploaded, because my first channel and my first upload that video that I ever did, it's got over like 100,000 views, and that was like, it's probably, I know actually it's my worst video that I've out of all my videos that I posted, and I was telling Allison that it might have been because the case was still kind of new, but it could probably be because I didn't post keywords like hoax and like, so I think that my channel was like banned from then. So it didn't matter how many keywords I put in, put 1,000 keywords in or hashtags, and it's you're not going to chew these wires, okay?
Yeah. Well, was it Becky telling me about the John O'Keefe's tombstone? Was that Becky?
Sure.
Somebody said something last week, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? And so I went and looked at it, and I seen it, and I made a TikTok of it. And let me tell you, the hate that I have gotten over that. There's been a few people that have stuck up for me, that kind of think for themselves, but man, it's crazy.
Tell Michelle about that picture real quick that you're talking that you're referring to, because she doesn't follow true crime, but I know that she'll appreciate this. I think I'm gonna let my cat out. He's gonna come right back in because it's hot, but
all right,
he's gonna have to know.
Have you heard of John O'Keefe, Michelle?
No.
He is the officer, it's the Karen Reed case. His girlfriend was Karen Reed. He was a police officer who was found dead outside another police officer's house, and they're saying she killed him, but she's saying they set her up, and it's all a corrupt law enforcement. Anyways, it's a huge case that is all over social media. And anyways, so somebody in the chat had told me that his tombstone has on it, it's only a movie. And so I'm like, what? Because there was some signs that I had figured out it was a psyop. I mean, and so I went and looked at that, and it's right underneath of his picture. It's only a movie is right underneath of it.
Yeah. What I've come to find out is that most things are. The world is a stage, especially if they exploit it. If they exploit any type of story, whether it's true crime, shooting, anything that gets exploited on the mainstream media is, I'm going to say 99.9% staged.
Yep.
And so they always have to tell the truth.
Exactly.
Now they always have to tell the truth somewhere. The Masonic loved ones that we love so much always have to tell the truth. And just like, I've heard Megan talk about the shoes, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They've always got to have their signs. The sign symbols, the sign symbols and numbers are very big in any type of psyop because that's how
Yeah.
that's how they relate to each other. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to learn like the numbers, the numerology and stuff. I'm still learning that, but there's so many. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's nuts.
You have to start out slow with that because if you go, there's a channel that I do kind of follow out once in a while, listen to him, but he goes on. It's like almost every number that he throws out there is something, and I just it's too much for me. But especially the bigger channels, you have to be careful with anybody that is in the truth community.
Yeah.
If they have a high number of subscribers, they're pretty much bought and paid for.
They're
And so,
controlled opposition is what I think. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And so you have to be very careful. The small channels, they're going after the small channels. You know, I only have 800 and something subscribers. You know, I've been hit and struck a billion times. I don't know how I'm still standing, but I am. I've had my main channel since I started. But you know, I don't understand why, but they know who I am. They know who we all are. They do.
Yep.
You know, but it's the small channels, the ones that aren't collecting any money or you know, we're just putting out the straight truth. You know, it doesn't cost you anything, and to get the truth, you know. Of course, you know, if you need, if you know, if anybody wants to contribute or donate or whatever, I don't have a problem with that. It's just that's just not, you know, if somebody needs help or whatever, I totally 100% get it. But you know, if they're constantly doing that or monetizing, I don't believe in monetizing anything because I'm not going to be part of the B system. I think YouTube is, you know, they're part of the elite, of course.
Yep.
Google, and I don't want to contribute to that. So
yeah.
Yeah, my good friend calls Google the Antichrist. He goes, "Why don't you just ask the Antichrist? Like if you want to Google something." I'm like, "All right."
I mean,
I was trying to find that picture, of course, and it's on my phone. The link to your TikTok is on my phone, and I tried to Google it to pull it up.
Oh, you want me to send you the picture and or text it to you?
Well, no, because I'm on my computer, so.
Oh, okay.
But it definitely didn't come up in like just a Google search. But I think I was putting James instead of John or something.
Put John O'Keefe tombstone.
Yeah,
that's what I did.
But
they
yeah,
probably took it off.
Oh, maybe. What's the one that was written Michelle on or even Allison on the space guys? I can't even
Von Braun.
Von Braun.
What's his
Yeah,
name?
wasn't there something significant on his too?
Yeah, talking about the firmament. Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was a Psalms. It was a verse. A Bible verse. I can't remember what it is, but you know, it's crazy because you do have people, you know, you can't trust anything when they say somebody dies or someone's in prison or somebody's doing this or somebody's doing, it's all a show. You know, you got all these, anybody, I don't care who it is, anybody that makes it famous has sold their soul. So you don't make it famous unless you do that. Else you're not in the club. So they sell their soul and that's just the way it is. And somewhere down the line, they're going to say, okay, you're going to have to either we're going to say you're a child molester or whatever it is. Down the line, you're going to have to take it, and then we'll take you out of the picture. It's with any sports person, anybody that supposedly makes that's anybody that's in the spotlight, anybody.
Yep. And even the older ones that are coming back, you know what I'm saying? Like the old country music singers, and I'm not going to mention a lot of names because you guys might be, but if they're coming back and becoming more famous again, you know what's happened.
And
Well,
go ahead,
go ahead.
Megan.
No, go ahead, Michelle.
It's a really twisted world because
Oh,
it's so twisted, and you know the this you know anybody that's a musician that's a portrayed a woman is probably a man. They're born and
yep.
raised. They're born and raised that way. They're all related in some shape or form. They're all born into this cult. Okay. Same with Hollywood. If you think all these men are lusting over all these women, they're actually lusting over men. And a lot of the men are, they're male to female and female to male. It's really twisted. It gets so. I never thought I'd be living in these times, but it's so twisted. It's a clown
Yeah.
world out there,
It's
and the
almost
world
like,
is.
yeah, it's almost like I don't even want to know. I'd rather be in that person that like doesn't even know what's going on. Just feel like that. Like I feel like
I
that's almost
mean,
better, but not really. But you know what I mean? Like,
I would rather
it's just,
know because if
yeah,
there's too many people are asleep, and they're getting more dumbed down. Okay, and
oh
that's all.
gosh,
That's
not the
all.
truth.
It's all done by design. I would rather know. It's a lot of weight to carry. It really is. At the same time, it's. Ugh, I mean, it's just you just.
oh, he's
Can I ask you a question, Michelle? I was asking Megan before we went live her thoughts on it. Okay, so take for instance, there's like people that are going viral on social media like TikTok, YouTube. Have you heard of this young girl? They call her the Hawk Tua. She said six words and she's freaking a celebrity now, making millions. Is she a controlled opposition, or
Absolutely.
so what is that? What is she doing? I mean, what is how is it affecting? Because this girl literally said six words and now Hawk Tua. I mean, it was gross, but I don't understand why she's such. I mean, she's huge.
A distraction,
A
something for people to watch.
distraction.
Yep.
yeah. Usually
Okay.
that's usually what it is.
Anytime,
Okay.
anytime you have sports or anything like that, it's all a distraction to get everybody focused on what's not going on. So if you can get somebody stuck on TikTok, and this girl makes it famous, no one makes it famous like that. You
Yeah.
get you get people that have their animals or and they get famous in that way. But even then, you have to question it.
Yeah.
You know, you really do, especially if they have millions and millions of people following them. I mean, you just have to, but that's another part of being asleep because these people don't have anything better to do. People are so stuck on their phones
Yeah,
that they don't see any. I mean, they walk down the street and don't even pay attention to where they're walking. Um, so there the everything's done by design. So if they can get somebody stuck on their phones, they're not paying attention to what's going on in the world at all. That's what
yeah,
I
Yeah.
say. I think it's a distraction.
yeah.
Yeah. I like Gypsy Rose. Becky knows because we were talking about that too, Megan. That's a huge.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to cover that because there is so much. I mean, it's a freaking movie and
Hmm.
people are addicted to it and it's
Yep.
all over social media talking about her and this and oh, it's just kills me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, then like what Michelle was saying earlier about like the news, like you pretty much unfortunately have to, or I would, if I can suggest to anyone, whatever you hear on the news, automatically assume that it's not true until proven
Exactly.
otherwise. Because,
100%.
like, why do we have to show receipts and why do we have to prove what we're saying when we give information? Like, if not, then I get my channel taken down, right? But these mainstream media news outlets, they don't have to give receipts or any proof for what they're
Be-
saying.
because
But
you
now they
know
can do
this
it legally, so they can legally lie. So it doesn't even matter.
well, but you know this better than anyone, Megan. It's called the Smith-Month Modernization Act
Yeah.
2012, and so it makes it legal. And people don't even understand that concept. If people don't know what that means and don't read it, I mean, anybody can look it up.
Yeah.
It's where it's where the media and the government come together as one entity, and they can push any propaganda to any foreign or domestic for any reason whatsoever. It's an amendment, so it's legal. And
Whereas before that, they were only, I mean, they were still doing it
right, well, they've
prior
done it
to this Modernization Act, but now they can legally
really
do it,
do.
and we can't get upset about it. They're not going to have any repercussions for it. Like,
So
we can't
everything,
get our pitchforks out and our torches, and be like race. Like, we can't, because it's literally in a bill that they can
you
do it.
can't. It's something. That's why we're called conspiracy theorists. Is because I mean that's what everything's done by design. They had to make a name for us so that when things like the came about a few years back, um, you know, when that came out, and there's people like us speaking out about it, they can call us a conspiracy theorist. You know how many times I've sat there and tried to just out of the blue talk to somebody, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're one of them,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and that's all done by design. They
Mhm.
don't want. They want to have. We have to have a name stamped on our forehead so that nobody will listen to us, and they can keep going on with the show.
Yeah, because they
Yep.
want that image that anybody that's conspiracy theorist is crazy
Absolutely.
and doesn't know what they're talking about. When
But
Yeah.
I
in
can on
reality, we actually think for ourselves and we think logically.
and I can
100%.
honestly
That
say
question.
that there is a whole bunch of people out there that are waking up and that are understanding what's going on. But like Michelle said, a lot of them have a lot of followers. So
Yeah.
I mean, how do I say it? Not everything they're saying is right. They're going along with certain agendas, but they're also putting some truth in there to at least, I think people are waking up to a lot of things. Yeah, I don't have very many followers on my TikTok or subs, and I don't call myself a conspiracy theorist. I call myself a conspiracy realist.
Right.
Yeah.
But let me give you a perfect example. For example, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a part of my awakening, put it that way. But he is so just
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
very controlled opposition. And exactly
Yep.
what
very
you said. He woke me up to a lot of things. And unfortunately, I think that they just got to him, because I mean, him going on I don't want to even on the whole Randy Book thing, like he that was
but
just
see
it's like,
that's a psyop within itself.
right.
And so for him to be tagged on that, and for him to all the court and all that's all a psyop. I mean,
Well,
that's
yeah,
all.
they want us to think, oh, if he can get
Right,
sued for
right.
doing this and talking about this,
Exactly. Not
so
Alex
can you,
Jones.
right?
Yes.
It's Trump.
So, you can look back at true crime, and you can look back at O.J. Simpson. You can look back at what the heck was her name? The mother that supposedly killed her little girl.
Yeah, I can't even think of it.
I can look back at this stuff, and I can tell you 100%. I can look at something and just look at something real quick. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than anybody else. I'm
Right.
just saying you get trained. You start you can just you just know.
And
Most
they're so repetitive too. Like a lot, like then that's what
yes,
I've been trying to show people, is that like um that they use a lot of the same like tactics or like a strategy. I don't know what, like itinerary. I don't know, like maybe I've always been using the wrong word, but like They really are. And with the symbolism, and I know that the symbolism kind of like freaks people out. They're like, oh, that's very conspiracy. But I mean, it's there. And once you know about it, you can't stop seeing it. Because they're getting so sloppy about it, and they're just throwing. I feel like they're just throwing it out there, like
But what's funny is it works. You don't even have to show anybody anything. You can just tell them right on the news that something happened, and everybody falls for it.
Yeah.
I have family members that watch CNN every day, all day long. Family members. And so they're going to CNN for people go to the news. The news tells them how to think. The news tells them how to live. The news tells them where to go. The news tells them what they got to do tomorrow. And so it's a brainwashing. It's a constant brainwashing. And so, I try not to say people are stupid, but yeah, I think some people wake up to some things, but if your eyes aren't opened to the majority of what's going on in this world, you're still going to be lost.
You're going to be
you really are, because yes, if everybody's like, oh no, people are waking up to this, well, they could be woke up about the but at the same time, they don't know. They're like, oh my gosh, that school just got shot up and they killed 25,000 kids, and still believe it. So that's where they're going to want to turn in the guns. And what I'm saying is, it's all done by design.
And the huge problem is going to be that cognitive dissonance. It's like when they believe something for such a long time, it doesn't matter how much facts or how much information you put in front of them, that cognitive dissonance it's just gonna blind them, because they don't want to go against their beliefs that they believe for so long. So with like the Chris Watts case, if they believed for 5 years now and they've just been like in their heads this entire time, this narrative, boom, boom, like this, this is what happened. They're not going to want to change. They're not going to, even if they do see it, they're not going to admit it. Right. But they don't want to go with what they believe for so long. Nobody wants to be, number one, told that brought to their attention that they were wrong, let alone admit it. So
yeah, exactly. They don't want to know that they've been duped. When you tell someone that you've been duped all your life, they're like, you are stupid. Yeah, I mean, they just look at you like you are just like we're the dumb ones. It's so crazy. It's really crazy. Just like some people are waking up to some things, but at the same time, they're either real political on the other side, or they're it's like no. It's like, oh, you can't go to the government to save you, because it's not going to happen. But that's the least thing that you need to do. But I'm just saying, I think more people are dumbed down, just like the LGBTQ RXT UVW XYZ platform is. You gotta just look around and know. I mean, they are flooding. They're changing. They're going after the children now, and I mean, there's just so much that it's exhausting. Exhausting.
It is.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, it's like I always like tell my subscribers, if you go into, it doesn't matter if it's a true crime channel or whatever, but if you go into a channel and you start asking questions, and if they're legitimate questions that should be asked, even if they're like kind of stupid questions, doesn't matter. If that creator gets upset or angry or bans you for asking a legitimate question, or even just any kind of question, then that should be a huge red flag. Why?
Yeah, Megan, because you never got mad at me. You never once got mad at me, ever. You were always so nice.
Let me tell you, the people that get banned from my channel are somebody that either comes in and disrupts it,
Right.
or
Good point.
really, because when I have a live, I want everybody to feel comfortable. I want everybody to uh feel free to, I mod everybody, but that's how I am. And if I don't know you, I check out the channel, see how long they've been on there.
She
But
does. She'll be like, all right, how did you find out about the channel? I like she'll like question her too, and I'm like, oh no, here she goes.
but but if you come in and disrupt my channel, you're not going to be on there. I will knock you out, and I don't feel bad about it. But it's got to be. It takes a lot. It takes a lot for that to happen. But if somebody comes in and we're talking about a certain subject, and they're going against the grain and they're disrupting the chat, and or they're disrespecting who's on my panel, you're gone.
Yep.
Like you can go
You're
in there
gone.
and have a difference of opinion, but you can do it respectfully.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I have quite a few people blocked because they come in and say derogatory things, and I've
Mhm.
been peen bombed before. I mean, it's just stupid. People have no life. They are so childish.
Right.
And they'll call me names because I'm giving an opinion, and it's like, I don't need you, nor do I want you here,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly. And
can't
those
believe
are
how
the
much you've got, like how much negativity she's got on her channel. Like I have actually
Oh, it's
been pretty
awful.
lucky that maybe I don't know what it is.
Totally
But
different community, though. The true crime community that once was is now called the Krama community, and
yeah,
I don't even go over there when I do my videos. It's mainly just on missing people or whatever. But I one time just watch your mods, because I had like 6 mods at one time, maybe 7, and somebody went rogue on me and blocked 230 some subscribers. I couldn't believe
wow.
it. And I didn't even know it until somebody told me to go how to look at it. It's like, damn. So I've got a few mods but I don't have a big channel. I don't have a lot of people that come in. So the mods I do have, I trust them.
Right. Right. And like I said, I mod everybody, but I do that because I want everybody to feel comfortable. If they want to share a link, they can. But I don't mod them unless I know it's okay. Like somebody like my co-host Chuck or Dub or somebody will say, hey, you need to mod them. They know them.
Yeah.
And I do have manager moderators that do have higher powers to knock out the regular moderators. So so they have a standard and a manager. So I have a few that are in my chat that will, kind of be even more on the lookout. But I get a lot of I get a lot of trolls sometimes. Sometimes I don't get any, but you can always tell.
Oh, did we lose Allison? I think we did. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's really, really getting bad. Like I feel bad for the younger generations. I honestly do, because it's only going to get worse, I think.
Yeah.
And especially with like all of this AI stuff and deep fakes. I mean, people already believe everything they hear and see now, let alone manipulating, what other people are saying.
Right.
Make it very easy for them to do. So yeah, it's scary. But and it does seem like, and I don't know if people, to me, it seems like more people are waking up, or maybe they're not. Maybe people are just saying that they think more people are waking up. But I think that just the way that mainstream media has been just kind of, I feel like they've been kind of getting, not lackadaisical, what's the word I'm looking for? Sloppy, maybe? Or they're just that their claims that they're making, whether it be about Trump or whatever. I don't want to get political, but like I just think that more and more people are going, wait a second, like what's going on here? Kind of that kind of thing.
Right.
I hope.
I have agreed, because I've noticed, like, if I will go on a random channel for whatever, the topic is or whatever, something I'm not sub to, and I will look in the comments. The comments do seem to be a lot more one-sided on our side than they are on the other side. So that is a plus for me. So I do agree with you there, because before people are just like, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for this family, and other people are going, oh, here we go again, let's
Yeah.
blame the blacks, or
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you see Ardo's comment? I want to know more about that. It's up just a little bit. It's about the
Is it?
Kylie Rodney,
Oh
and
yeah,
by
I
it was
did.
just a few
I
miles
posted it
from
in the
Bohemia.
stream.
Yeah, I knocked myself off.
Did you want
Anyways,
me to
I
post it
didn't.
back on the?
No, I can. I'm
Okay.
reading it now. I just didn't know if you had seen it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. That's interesting. Um, yeah, I covered that case a little bit. I don't know. I think I did like 1 or 2 streams, but I just, like I said earlier, like I can't. Even if I wasn't like working full time, like I don't think I could keep up, because they're literally, it's just like one after
They're
another, after
everywhere.
another, after
Yep.
another, and it's like, how do they even find the time to like,
Well,
put
the,
things
the
together?
majority
But
of those people don't work, Megan. They say that's their job, and that's how they get paid and stuff. Um, and I don't judge that whatsoever. The way they are making their money is what I judge it on. Like if they want to drop their links because they do research or whatever, I'm fine with that. I will, donate a little bit to help somebody, but not the way they do it.
Yeah, there's a certain extent that you have to look at, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Because Megan, like I said, she does a lot of research, a lot. And I don't know how she done what she did as far as the American Horror Story and the Watts. That was a lot of research.
yeah, it was. It really is. But and I'm not the only one to do, that amount of research. But like it's just but it's almost difficult these days, because and I've mentioned this before in some of my other live streams, but when I first started to like kind of wake up to things, and that's the thing too, like the person, they have to want to do the research. Like we can only give them so much information, and what they do with it, that's on them, like especially when you can't, like I can't show like Ole Damagard, I can't show like David Icke, I can't show like, and I'm not saying that I agree with everything that both of those guys talk about, or everything that they talk about, but they are two of my big influencers, just like Michelle was saying with Alex Jones. But like unfortunately he has been compromised, and he is a huge controlled opposition. But you still, regardless if it's someone that and I'm getting off track, but regardless if it's someone that like that's woke you up or whatever, that you believe what they say, and they've proven it to you, like you still have to take everything with a grain of salt and still research it if you can.
Yeah.
But
You do.
so when I was first starting to wake up to everything, I wanted to do the research. Like I made the effort. But back then there was a lot more information on the internet about these other events, like these, like especially the bigger ones. But now that's all been scrubbed. So even if I go, hey guys, like go look up what I'm saying, go find this information out, like it's going to be more difficult for people now than it was back then.
You can't, what I agree with you on 100% on that. What I found out, like if I've had like Dub saying, he'd like to talk to his kids and about 9/11 or whatever, and he's like, just do, you look it up. And I'm like, Dub, if you look up 9/11, they're not going to show you anything that's controversial.
Yeah, no, especially on
they're
YouTube.
I'm just saying that they're not going to do that now. Anything I put out, you think it gets out? It goes. We're in a bubble.
Yeah.
Yep.
It only goes
Like
to my same subscribers.
Yeah,
Yep. They
yeah.
will not. Yeah.
I mean, there is some information, but you have to dig, but you have to go on sites that are not well known. You have to go on like Internet
Right.
Archive. You have to so that's what I'm saying, is it's like it's difficult for people like us, because it's like, okay, I have all this information, but how can I have my viewers vet it if it's all been scrubbed? And one of those companies or orchestrate organizations, I would say
Right.
organizations, is that honor network. And do you, Michelle, do you know who Marty Leeds is?
Nuh-uh.
Okay, he does like gematria, but he does like the gematria and numerology, where he actually like talks about the history of it. Like he's not like that the one guy that does the numbers and he just throws a bunch of numbers out and just expects everybody to know it.
Right.
And I'm like, what? You know, like what is that? What do you mean? Like Hebrew, whatever, like result.
Right.
You know, like he goes, but like, and it's fascinating because there's one video, and I was trying to find it a few days ago, where he talks about how, like, why our bodies are symmetrical, why, like, you know, why we have two arms, two legs, and the a woman's menstrual cycle, why it happens this part of the month, like, and it's all revolved around numbers, and it's like fascinating because, like I said, he goes into like all the history of it, like from different civilizations and stuff like that that have followed gematria and numerology. But so he did several videos like on the Randy Book event, and he even made a documentary. You can find it on Internet Archive with what's the not Alex Jones, but who's the other one that did a lot of research on that case? I can't remember his name. They also went after him, like tried to sue him too.
Right.
But anyways, so my point is that Honor Net organization, who also worked with the Ruseks allegedly, they had his channel removed, taken down.
Yeah.
For mass flagging him, so he had to start a whole new. I think he had probably like 500,000 subscribers. I don't know. He had quite a bit, and I might be thinking of Ole, but he had a lot, and so he had to restart his whole channel on YouTube again because of organizations like that. And they literally go around. So anybody that is mentions or going against the official narrative, they will mass flag your video, and then they will find that information and they will scrub it.
Yeah.
Right.
So these controlled oppositions, like say Alex Jones, this is where I'm trying to figure out. So does he know what he's doing, or is Satan or somebody using him?
No, he knows what he's doing.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's all done by design. He's been from day one, and what's really hard. It took me a long time to understand. You know, anybody that's anybody. I'm gonna say anybody that's over 20,000 subscribers is controlled. It's really hard. I mean, I can't say that for 100%, but if you're trying to put out any type of truth,
yeah,
I mean, most of these people are making t-shirts and they have their own store and they got this and they got that and they got Cash App and they've got Vimo and they have, it's and you can tell how everything's produced. They have a production. They have everything's like very professional, the way they have their layout. There's no way that they could put out that much information in one day. Say they put out a video once a day. And they've got everything's well put together and they have like an hours or 2 hours full of news per day. There's no way.
And especially for like channels that have a lot of subscribers that are actually, if they're speaking out against the narrative and there's channels still up, then that's kind of a red flag.
Exactly. Especially if they can talk about certain things that I can't talk about. I mean, if I can mirror. I do a lot of mirroring on videos, but I can mirror somebody's video or mirror like a news clip or something like that. But if I mirror somebody's video and they strike me on it, but their video is still up, that's kind of like a wishy-washy type of thing.
Yep.
So, and I got 800 subscribers and they got like 150,000. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and some of those people, I mean, what YouTube allows, like I was telling Megan, they allow the pornography, the cursing constantly, the bullying, people are so mean, but they allow it.
Well, I've, you know, I found, I don't know, it was about 2 years ago, somebody, just a small channel said, do this on YouTube, put some like signs and symbols instead of just, you know, doing a title or anything, just do some signs and symbols, and it takes you to the dark web. And I'm telling you, YouTube has got some dark web going on.
Yeah.
I'm talking some really things, and I love YouTube. You're so great. You know, this is just what I heard, YouTube, but anyway, yeah, it's for real.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to say too much, but I'm just saying, and I, you know, it's crazy, some things that, you know, they don't want the good. They don't want the good. And if it's a lie, they're gonna post it. And that,
Yep.
and I'm just saying, if it's exploited.
Yep. You're 100% right on that.
That's why
They take our channels out of the algorithm, is what they do.
Oh yes, absolutely, 100%. We're in an echo chamber. That's it.
Yep.
It only goes so far. And if somebody, you know, that's why I always question when somebody pops in and they start, you know, acting weird, you know, and start, you know, and I'm like, you know, how do you know my channel? And they're like, oh, I just found it. I searched for live. And I'm like, you're not going to find my channel.
Yeah.
Searching live.
Do you want to try that answer again?
Exactly.
I'm all wrong answer.
Yeah. There's something else too that I think is important to bring up, is that like a lot of the, you know, skeptics will go, well, so what, you don't think murder's real? So you don't think people die? You don't, you know, they do this thing, they do that thing, and it's like, no, murder's very real, and tragic things do happen. And the fact of the matter is I'm and we're not questioning events or situations or stories that add up, right? Where everything makes sense. Like, we're questioning things that have inconsistencies and more questions than answers. Like, those are the ones that I'm talking about. Does that make sense? Like, so
Right.
I'm like, it's not like I'm just going saying that everything is fake. Well, I kind of am now. Like before, like a year or so ago, I wasn't saying that everything was fake, but like now it's almost like I don't even know what is real anymore, because we're so lied to so much that we don't know. But
I only believe what I see with my own eyes. And like I said, if it's exploited, I already, you know, I don't automatically go, oh, but I will look at it, but I can already tell if it's exploited. It's a done deal. You know, you don't. Let me say this: going to the true crime thing. Like, I'm not well versed on it or anything, but like, so you got this girl that's going to college. She's 22 years old, and she's been going to college, and all of a sudden she comes up missing, and it's all over the national news. You know, if I were to get murdered today in the fourth largest city in the country, it wouldn't even make the news. Okay, right. I'm just a nobody. What I'm saying is, my friend Dub, he pointed that out years ago to me. He's like, look, why are they going to exploit this just one girl in Wisconsin that was going to college, and she's been missing, and it's all over the news for weeks and weeks and weeks. One girl.
Yeah.
Yet he's like, that's what you kind of have to kind of step back and look at. Exactly. And he had to teach me that. You know, I was like, wow, you know, you're right. You know, I was like, yeah, if you sit back and you look at it, you know, those are the kind of things that you just kind of, nothing, I'm telling
You
you.
ever notice it's like not to interrupt you, Michelle, but
No,
like
go ahead.
never like it's never this like lower class African American child or something that it's like these pretty really attractive blondes or they're like come from a mid-class family or something, because if you have like an African American like kid or something that goes missing, like that's not going to be help me out here, like what's the word I'm looking for, like
It's not going to be interesting
or interesting, right, to
Yeah.
the majority of the public. But when you see this beautiful blonde middle class, just
that's an honor
cheerleader,
roll student, honor
right,
roll.
what's going to
Yeah,
pull at heartstrings more, like her or that like lower
right.
class like
That,
African American child that like
right.
all like
That has a, yep,
right,
exactly. That has
like
a,
they always seem to be like these
mhm,
attractive, like
yep.
now a lot I'm noticing that they're using like social media influencers, because what even a better way to like have people go to their whole freaking social media accounts and just be distracted there for weeks at a time, like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
earlier they couldn't do that before like social media time, so I'm sure they found other ways, but that was just like the same thing with Shanann. Like they kept her Facebook profile public, and that's all people did. They like flocked there, watched her hundreds and hundreds of videos, looked at all her hundreds of pictures, and like that's all people talked about. And then what do people do after they do that? They scrutinize, like, and then they go, well, don't talk about my dog. Like, no, you left your Facebook account open, so, and it is public case, so people can say whatever they want, but
Oh,
but yeah, look at the Watts family for a perfect example. They were like middle class, attractive family, beautiful kids, and it's all about pulling at heartstrings and what's going to attract the most people.
exactly. Like, per se, one of my specialties would be mass shootings. And that's something I can pick up on real quick. And uh, it's crazy because all the victims, they always have their pictures of their whole family, and it's usually a nurse that had two young infants or two young children that was left behind, and she had a beautiful family, and it goes on and on. Every time there's a victim, they always have like the perfect story. You
Yeah.
know, if you were to do a story on me, they'd be like going, she knows nobody. Nobody would go to her funeral, and it's just it's amazing how they do that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you have all those media outlets that all work for those same companies, we're kind of outnumbered, we're kind
Well,
of
most psyops are well what way planned before they happen. They already have the stories all set up. They already have the videos. They already have their pictures. I mean, nowadays they can sit there and do a mass shooting. If anybody wants to go to was it my last video, or the video before that? It was it was a mass shooting that happened. But anyway, I just did a news clip on it and commented it in the comments. But it's so funny because it was two ladies that got killed at their home. One was an aunt, one was the niece. Two children were shot and in or three children were shot along with them, but and they were in critical condition. This was in Chicago, and the son of the older lady was doing an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to college and everything. I came home and was visiting with my mother, and I was in the house when she got killed, and I saw a massacre." And they show him carrying his stuff outside the house that day, the day it supposedly happened, going back to college on the news, the day she died.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those are the
There's
stories.
sometimes where you can find the Google the news story. You can you can go back and excuse me, you can like do like previous dates of when like stories were posted on Google. You can go back. It's been posted before,
Yep.
even before the event even happened.
Yep.
Like, how
Yep.
is that? That's like that building 7. She's the news anchor sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, it fell, or or it collapsed, but
Yeah.
it's still right behind you, lady. Turn
Yeah.
around." Like it's hello, it's crazy.
It's just like
Yeah.
Obama had on Twitter had said something about George Floyd a few days before it even happened.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. There's just so
So
many things.
I do have a question for both of you. Do you guys believe in what are they called? Lizard people or shapeshifters or I don't know what the hell.
Reptilians.
Reptilians. Yeah. Do you guys believe
That's
in
one of the
any of
David
that?
Icke theories that kind of was like, whoa. But like, then again, I don't. How the hell should I know? Like anything at this point with the
Well,
stuff that I've
I
seen.
didn't before. I did not before until I looked at. I think it's the $20 bill. If you look it up, on the back, all the presidents on the back there, they're snake skin.
Oh, weird.
I've seen people cover the lizard
Like
their eyes
the
their
eye
eyes.
twitching.
But
Mhm.
Watts
but
did
if
that in
you
his video too. So.
if you know people that post that kind of stuff, if you look at the videos, they're all blurred. There's never a clear picture of the people's eyes. You can tell if you look right at the eyes. They're so grainy,
Mhm.
um, which tells me that they've been doctored.
Doctored.
So I almost everyone, they're all blurry. They don't have a clear. I mean, people should know by now. Cameras are so clear. There's no reason why there
Yeah.
in
Or like
any
in the Watts case when nothing was freaking clear. They
right,
should have had 1080
Yeah.
back there. Everything was like 480. I'm like, come on.
right.
Yeah. Well, just like UFOs, people are seeing all these UFOs,
Yeah,
but
and all this
not
like
one
advanced
person
camera.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, one more question. What about, I don't know, there's a name for it, but different actors playing different parts in the movies, like in real life, but we're living in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will say that uh, Joe Biden is played by so and so. I can't think of the names right off, but I mean, I don't know.
so let me give you my take on Joe Biden. He's
Well,
not he's not Joe Biden. Okay, that's not even the same man. It hasn't been.
that's what I'm asking you. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, he doesn't even look the same.
No, he's not. It's if you compare, it's just like Fauci, and there's so many different ones. I think they have doubles or they have masks. They're all
The
uh,
masks are
yes.
crazy.
They have masks, and I mean the masks are really crazy. You guys should go to a friend of mine's channel. His name is Chuck Middleton. Um, uh, yeah, you're not going to be able to find it off of Chuck Middleton. He's getting censored big time. He's
Well,
getting
dang, I
striked
want to
out.
know the channel because those masks, I've posted a few on TikTok and it's crazy. You can,
I'll find it.
I can look just like President Trump if I had a mask. I'm serious. That's exactly, they are so real looking.
Let me see if I can. Let me get out of here. I'm on my iPad. Let me see if I can find his channel and and post a link.
Okay. Yeah, me too, Becky. Fauci's
I was just watching a video because there's on Roku. There's a channel called Truth Tide, and it has a lot of information on there. But I would still take everything with a grain of
It's
salt when
called
you watch it.
Truth Tide.
Truth Tide. Yeah, it used to be called
Okay.
what was it called before? But they changed the name or something. Truth Tide. Yeah, I think it was maybe like not Red Pill. I don't want to say it was Red Pill. Something with red. Something about red. But yeah, Truth Tide, and they have just a ton of information, like Bill Cooper and David Icke and all that, and just everything about the jab and whatever. Any conspiracy you can possibly think of, they probably have it. But
hey, Megan.
yeah.
I forgot I got to tell you this. You know the young man here locally that I don't know. Maybe I just found out though. But you know how he drowned? He grabbed his chest and said, "Oh, my chest," and went into the water.
Who is this?
His name's Aiden Beeson. Last week when we did our live, I was telling you that he had passed away. 17 years old, just graduated college or high school and was going to college, getting ready to go. Guess what? He had a heart attack.
Really?
His autopsy came back.
This is your friend's son?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay. He did.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. He had a heart attack. And what's even crazier is he took 3 of the jabs.
Wow.
17 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah. Which I assumed, I thought maybe he was,
really.
I thought maybe he was drinking a bunch of energy drinks or something, because I knew he didn't do drugs, but it was heart attack. And I'm sure they're not going to blame him. They'll say it was congenital or something. They're not going to say it was, but yeah, he did. He had, because of sports.
Yeah. Wow. That's like 3. Wow. I can't even imagine the first one, let alone 3. But, so,
yeah.
So I just posted his link in the chat. If anybody wants to follow him, I just letting you know, he's pretty well versed in most. He's always on my panel. He's on my panel. He's a co-host, my co-host every week. But he's been on YouTube.
We'll be able to talk to him tomorrow when we do the video. He'll be up there with us.
Yes.
Yes. Megan, do you have your chat replay after the end ends where I can go back and grab these links?
I should, but I don't usually use StreamYard, so I don't know if hopefully that setting is still checked for it. I don't know.
If not,
I always use OBS, but
yeah.
No, but I'll send you the link.
Yeah, you can send me all the links.
Yeah, of course.
Too.
Yeah.
So perfect.
Oh, all right, ladies. Well, we've been on here almost 2 hours, and I'm dinner. So
see, what's crazy is I have so much fun that time flies by.
It does. I know that there's so much to talk about. It's.
I know. So we can talk more tomorrow on Michelle's. I am so glad you come up, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
You guys are both great.
Like I said, it's a lonely old. What, Megan?
No, I'm glad that you guys are both here, and I love doing these panels like so far.
Yeah, I feel
I'd much rather have you guys talk than me. To be honest, so I'm
no,
enjoying it very much.
Oh, stop, Megan.
I love no, I don't. I just ramble. I'm terrible. I'm a jabberjaws, but it's nice to just know that people do think like us. And like I said before, it's a lonely old world out there when you don't have a lot of people that understand and they look at you like you're nuts.
Yeah. And it's really sad that when it breaks up like families and friendships, like it shouldn't be like that. But that's
it really does.
That's what they want. It's working perfectly.
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
So
yep, I'm gonna get off here and get some more things done, and I thank you for letting me come up, and I'm glad I met Michelle, and everybody in the chat's awesome. And tell them about Michelle's video tomorrow, and have everybody come over there too.
Michelle, do you want to let them know?
Say that what?
let him know about your live stream tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's like, what?
Yeah. I go live every Sunday. Generally, it's going to be about 4:30 Central Time, 5:30 Eastern Time. I will put out a pre-notification of it.
I'll post
But
it on the community page as well, also. So
you can
Yeah.
find my channel. If you guys don't get the link, you can find my channel, just Michelle Frost. I have
Okay.
about 840 subs. So, and it'll be the first Michelle Frost that comes up on YouTube normally. There's several Michelle Frost, but I'm the first one. Yeah, so if you guys want to come by, that would be great. I will give you a pre-notification, and that way you guys can see it a couple hours ahead of time at least. Before my StreamYard notification goes up. Megan, I just
informative streams, but yeah.
If you guys want to come up, that would be great. I will have an open panel. You guys will.
That'd be great.
I would be very very happy if you guys did. But yeah, just thank you, Megan, so much for having me on.
Of course, anytime. I hope you guys will come back.
Yeah.
We'll be here. Trust me.
Good. All right, ladies. Have a good night.
All right. You guys.
For being
Love
here.
you guys. God bless.
Always.
Good
Bye,
night.
everyone.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.